Hello everyone, welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Duncan D8 and thank you for joining us. We'll join rehearsals for the Buddha Day celebration in the Philippines, where Catholics and Buddhists will honor the Buddha together. And volunteers in Keelung, Taiwan recently held their celebrations to honor the Buddha, attracting more participants than previous years. And a loving mother and daughter have found a special way to communicate, overcoming the mother's hearing disability. Rehearsals for the upcoming Buddha Day celebrations are taking place all over the world. We'll visit the Philippines, where thousands of residents are preparing for the ceremony. Even though most of the participants are Catholics, they are still eager to join in the Tzu Chi activities to honor the Buddha.
礼佛祖
Having joined Tzu Chi's birthday ceremony for 2 consecutive years, Lydia Vecina knows the ritual's moves better than many other participants. This year, she has also brought her son to the ceremony.
Participating in these Buddha Day activities, I feel like my soul is satisfied. The great love of Tzu Chi should not only be put into words, but it can be shown through our actions, and we should spread it in this way.
I am so happy that I can participate in this event because our whole family is here, even though my body is not in the best shape. But I have proven with my actions that with a will, one can accomplish anything.
In the Philippines, Tzu Chi volunteers organize Buddha Day ceremonies attended by thousands of people every year. Although many of the residents participating are actually Catholics, the difference in beliefs is not a problem.
We use the rehearsals to arouse love in everyone's heart. We want them to know that everyone can make a difference, even with just a little donation. When lots of people come together, we can focus so much power in love. Then we can help to make the Philippines even more peaceful and prosperous.
This year, thousands of people began their rehearsals in April, using a gym in Marikina as their practice space. Despite all the heat, sweat, and long hours of practice, no one has ever thought of giving up.
The Tzu Chi Foundation is helping us everywhere. They find people in need and help however they can. I know my donation will be well used by the volunteers, so I'm happy to donate.
Ever since I became a member of Tzu Chi, I put a little bit of money away every day to give to Tzu Chi each month.
Even though most of the participants here are not Buddhists, they are still happy to join Tzu Chi in honoring the Buddha and helping to spread love all over the world. For the upcoming Buddha Day celebration, volunteers old and young are all practicing diligently for their role in the day's ceremonies. Next, we will meet some young participants in the drum and bell performance, and some of them are also practicing alongside their parents as well. We'll meet some fathers and sons and see how the Dharma is being passed from one generation to the next.
每一次练习都很辛苦。
然后又很累，然后又常常身体酸痛。一开始很生疏。1、2、
These students are practicing hard to get their steps right for the upcoming bell and drum performance. Lai Liqin is one of the performers and has invited students from the Tzu Ching Club at NTUST.
Actually, more than inviting individual people, I wanted to bring a youthful spirit and enthusiasm to the performance. This is what we want to accomplish together.
United with a common goal, the lineup of the performance also includes some father and son pairs.
The Buddha Day celebration is a very important part of why I joined Tzu Chi.
When my father joins me in the performance, there's a feeling of a father-son bond. I'm better able to practice when my father is by my side.
This is Tsai Bing-rong, giving all his focus to practice the drum performance.
Sometimes I really think it's tiring and I wanted to quit, but my dad was always there to encourage me. My mother was also in favor and recommended me to continue. She even told me to give up my part-time job, and they would provide me with some money so that I would participate in the performance.
He is practicing filial piety in addition to managing his other responsibilities. Still, he finds time to dedicate his time and energy to the sutra performance. and his father provides him with support and guidance.
Your direction is good. You must set your heart. I can sense that your wisdom has grown.
As these fathers and sons diligently practice the drum and bell performance, they represent the path the Dharma takes as it is transmitted from one generation to the next. In Taiwan, many parents brought their children along to the Buddha Day ceremonies because the ceremonies also celebrate Mother's Day. Participants not only express their gratitude to their parents, they also use the occasion to honor the Buddha. Let's take a look.
This year's Mother's Day has a special meaning for Xia Huiqi.
In the past, whenever my mother reminded me one thing, I'd talk back. But after I have become a mother, I finally realized a child cannot understand a mother's love. So I'm very grateful to my mom and also my mother-in-law. I want to thank them.
This is the first time for the volunteers to hold a Buddha Day ceremony at Tzu Chi Ba office. The volunteers invite the public to the ceremony to pay respects to the Buddha. The volunteers also inform the public that people should learn to appreciate each other. Tzu Chi volunteers in Nehu also hold the Buddha Day ceremony 1 week early. The ceremony is held outdoors so the public can see the mountains, enjoy the breeze, and smell fragrant flowers.
After I came here, I could sense the whole ceremony was very dignified. Spiritually, I could feel the atmosphere of serenity.
Everyone cherishes this lovely holiday of May and hopes to cleanse their minds with the Buddha's teachings. Wu Zhihen is a teacher at a military college in Kaohsiung. Whenever he is on holiday, he will return to his home in Danshui, New Taipei City, and do all the housework for his parents, and also accompany them to do what they want to do.
My parents are getting old, so when they ask me to do something, I'll do it. And there's nothing wrong with it. I feel it's quite normal.
Wu Zhihen and his mother also attend the Buddha Day ceremony in their community. When many mothers are fed by their children in one event, it brings much tears to their eyes. This Buddha Day ceremony is attended by over 600 people at Tzu Chi Culture Center. Tzu Chi volunteers Hong Suru, who survived the acute blood cancer, lives her life with gratitude.
My doctor told me that patients receiving bone marrow transplant could not touch any flower or plant because there might be bacteria. So I'm very happy that I can attend the Buddha Day ceremony. It's nice to be alive and to hold this flower.
The participants make grand vows and pray for world peace.
Keelung Tzu Chi volunteers held a Buddha Day ceremony at the local Jingsa Hall for the second year, with Dharma masters leading the ceremony. Unlike last year's round altar, this year a rectangular altar was used to allow more people to participate. The mayor of Keelung also attended to garner blessings.
19 Dharma masters lead over 800 volunteers and participants in a ceremony to honor the Buddha at the Jingsi Hall. This is the second time a Buddha Day ceremony was held at the Keelung Jingsi Hall since its inauguration, and the first to be headed up by Dharma masters.
We all enjoy it and are grateful for the opportunity to participate in such a special ceremony. There's a young vitality added to these elements, which is the right direction Buddhism should be heading. Tzu Chi has done well to invite young people to join.
I was deeply touched, especially in the parts involving singing. I felt Buddha splashing cleansing water upon us and upon the ground.
At this year's ceremony, there were 2 rectangular-shaped Buddha altars. The floor arrangements are simple yet elegant. Participants can really bathe in the Buddha's grace through the pure beauty of the event.
We need to use a lot of flora, but we try to use more natural materials to show its beauty, but not spend too much money.
I think through this ceremony one can settle one's mind and gain wisdom. It helps to dissolve many of the problems of unhappiness or even annoyance.
Just certified last year, Chen Shixiang is responsible for preparing the offerings this year. He says the event this time isn't restrictive to formation, as this helps those who have physical disabilities participate more freely.
When I saw all the residents participate in the Buddha Day ceremony, I was very moved. They came of their own accord. Even the little children and those who were disabled that joined the ceremony in a wheelchair. I was extremely touched.
The annual Buddha Day ceremony is where participants can come together to garner blessings and reaffirm their vows with the Buddha.
Next, we will meet an extraordinary mother who works 3 jobs to support her family. In addition to her financial difficulties, she also has a daughter who is physically challenged. But instead of complaining about difficulties in life, she offers help to another family with a disabled child. Here's more.
As a guest arrives, Yo Chen, who suffers from autism, screams with anxiety. Yo Chen cannot talk, but Lin Ling is able to calm him down with her persistence.
Just tell him once or twice. He doesn't like people to repeat it too many times. He'll get frustrated and could even attack other people.
Not everyone can calmly face Yo Chen, who can become violent at times. Many people tried this job of delivering meals to him on weekends before Lin Ling took up the job.
I love this child, and my heart goes out to his mother, who works very hard.
She is very considerate. If she prepared sweet soup, she'd always give me some, as it is good for health. I think she is very considerate, and I'm quite moved.
Lin Ling often buys food out of her own pocket for Yo Chen and his mother. That's because both of them are mothers of disabled children.
He's very simple-minded, not complicated. Compared to my daughter, don't mention her, she's not here.
23-year-old Ziying is mentally retarded. She cannot tell her mother she appreciates her. She draws to express her gratitude. To help her daughter become independent, Lin Ling was the first one to sign her daughter up for a class at God's Love Arc Association. She also started working half a year ago, sharing the family's financial burdens with her husband. Cleaning contractors do not earn much, but Lin Ling does not complain.
After giving birth to Ziying, I stopped working. I took care of her full-time. At my age, it is impossible to find a full-time job. Thank God I was given this job.
Working 3 jobs, Lin Ling did not spend her first salary.
I am fortunate the association helped me find this job. Therefore, I must donate my first salary to the association.
She brought her salary here, and I was surprised. She donated the money to help other less fortunate people.
Lin Ling spreads love to other corners in society. She is content as long as she has her daughter's love.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom, I love you.
Popular actress Gail Lin is also a Tzu Chi volunteer. Both of her parents are hearing impaired, and she has experienced trouble communicating with her mother since she was young. When the two eventually separated and lived independently, a fax machine was the only way for them to communicate. When her mother passed away, she learned how deep her mother's love truly was. Da'ai TV has recently turned Lin's remarkable story into the drama, May I Love You.
This is my story, and it actually involves 2 mothers. I don't want to bother you, so I'll be back on Saturday. My parents are hearing impaired, but wanted me to have a normal life and to be able to speak properly. So my grandmother became my second mother. My mother's love for me is immense and overflowing. But my mother is different from others. And I was afraid of others seeing her, so I often rejected her through my actions. My mother did not know that her voice would scare a young child. I'm Gail Lin. In my acting career, the hardest challenges I faced seemed small because my mother had prepared me well for my life. When my mother passed away, I learned an important lesson, to look at things differently. My mother never spoke about her love for me, but it was always there. And I finally understood that it was different than other mothers. It wasn't any less than what others felt, but actually more than theirs. May, I love you. Let's share our love.
In our continuing series on devoted nurses, we meet the 30-year-old head nurse of the cancer ward at Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. Yang Wanzhen has served as a nurse for 8 years. She was originally a temperamental nurse who treated patients badly. After she experienced hardship, she was inspired by her supervisor's benevolence. She has since improved her treatment and now treats patients like family.
If you place the urinary catheter here, it will lead to backward flow of the urine, so you should place it down here.
This nurse begins her everyday work with ward rounds. She cares for each patient who suffers from cancer.
Remember to pull out this needle when you go out.
Yang Wanzhen is 30 years old and has been working as a nurse for 8 years.
If we do something wrong, she may correct our mistakes in a strict way.
Her colleagues fear her while patients complain about her.
Most of the patients complained that she treated them badly and even scolded them. She even forced patients to do something. This hurt many patients.
Her supervisor's inclusiveness and thoughtfulness inspire her compassion. Having served at the cancer ward for over 4 years, she has witnessed impermanence of life. That year, when her grandfather passed away, she accompanied him until the end of his life.
I should show my love and express gratitude in time to my mom, dad, and even other family members.
She treats the patients with love, just like her own family. As a head nurse, she does everything on her own.
The tube is over there, so he may feel pain. Because it was sewed, he may feel pain if you pull it.
Slowly, her colleagues accept her, and the patients also understand her.
Diagnosed
with stage 4 lymphoma, Mr. Zhang has been in and out of the hospital for over 2 years.
I can feel she is a caring nurse. She brought me family-like care. This is better than anything else.
Despite the hard work, she feels joyous to serve the needy.
I feel the tiredness of the day has totally gone. Now I have refilled my energy and can continue to help those in need.
Suzhou's Jingsi Books and Cafe is now celebrating its 10th anniversary. Many celebrated this important event and applauded those who made it possible. Tzu Chi Foundation Deputy Chief Executive Lin Pi-yu attended the event and expressed her hope that the concepts of goodness and love could take root and grow throughout society.
Members of the Jingsi Books and Cafe have assembled for this lively scene. Those who sign up for the online 111 Ethical Eating Day are given a free fan.
Each person gets a fan. This fan represents goodness, helping spread goodness to do a good deed every day.
A moving performance about a parent's love and the difficulty they face is being performed on stage.
From childhood, I simply hated my parents. And when I learned that this was wrong, it was too late, as they had already passed away.
On May 3, 2007, China's first Jingsi Books and Cafe opened in Suzhou.
We have enjoyed 10 years of success, but we don't want to just succeed for 10 years. We want our concepts of goodness and love to take root for 10 more years and hope will continue forever.
It's important for us to make our own good fortune. If I don't give them love, then they won't give us any love back.
After being open for nearly 3 years, the Suzhou embroidery class embodies the beauty of the human touch.
People ask me if I'm tired from doing this teaching. I'll tell you the truth, it is tiring, but when I'm with the students, I'm quite happy.
After 10 successful years, Tzu Chi has made quite a difference and continues to be quite vibrant and vital in the community of Suzhou.
Some elementary schools in Taipei recently hosted activities giving children a chance to express their love and filial piety to their parents. That's our show for today. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.